Hello, this is Stephen Childs. We need to enact the World Fairness Agreement. People are dying. It's going to get worse. This is a post I put on the blog website, thewayoffairness.com. I also shared it on Facebook. It's called Acceptance, Disinterest, Silence, Detachment. We keep a silent mind that does not get captured by the world. Instead, we capture the world. Stay in God's protection with these four mental states. We are given victory over the world, and the world does not defeat us. Let the world be. Let it do whatever it does. Let the people think and do whatever they want. This practice gives us a clear and effective mind. We can respond in the best possible way to people and events. What if someone cheats us? It need not harm us whatsoever. We can learn to do things differently. We can stay happy. Sometimes we make ourselves unhappy by thinking about it. First, establish a silent mind. Stop thinking for 5 seconds to separate from the problem. Continue to not think. Develop acceptance, disinterest, silence, and detachment. Be happy with this moment. Be grateful that we have found a way to avoid suffering and to free ourselves from problems. We don't need to worry about nothing or anything. Just give yourself to the all-powerful and its servants. God is the one thing that is everything. There are many powerful, helpful beings that don't do us wrong. They love us and care about us. So, somebody does you wrong, they cheat you or whatever. And when there's not anything you can do about it, then you practice this method of not being bothered by anything. We don't really have anything to do with the world. It does what it wants. We do what we want. What we want to do is stay focused on serving the all-powerful and the benevolent servants that consider everything to be sacred, like we do. And they're helping us. So, maybe you lost some money. Maybe you get a lot more back than what you lost. Maybe you become happier and free from things you never have had victory over before. That's worth much more than the money that caused you to try this experiment. You can use just strictly science. You can be an atheist. What I've just read does not exclude atheism at all, nor does it exclude believers in God. When I use the word God in it, that's what I mean by it. The one thing that is everything. Did I have a mind in the first place? Or did mind evolve from no mind? I don't really care either way. I believe what I find out from scientific evidence. So I don't think it had a mind in the first place. There's a lot of people talking about consciousness these days. Consciousness is fundamental. I don't think so. Maybe they're right. And there's a conscious mind that caused the Big Bang and everything else. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe there's no mind involved in it whatsoever. So then consciousness is not fundamental. And it's not the creator of reality. Like people are claiming that consciousness creates reality. Not if they're wrong. the fundamental reality can have no mind whatsoever. So it's not consciousness that created reality. It's unconsciousness. It's no consciousness. So it doesn't matter. When I speak of God, I'm talking about the everything, the one that's everything. It's oneness. It's all one thing. Science is telling us this is factual. Quantum entanglement, non-locality. This is what people have been teaching us in non-dual religions. Where did they get the knowledge? From these higher beings I'm telling you about. Here's an example. I don't know, it was a month or two ago. They said, they showed me in my dream, the area. And so I looked at the area on Google Maps. I found Mosco, Idaho. They wanted me to go there, and when I found out why, it's because of JD Vance and the group that he participates with called TheoBros. So they have on Mother Jones, I'll put a link to this in the description. It says, to understand JD Vance, you need to meet the TheoBros. And these guys are fanatics. White Christian nationalists. If they came into power, they're talking about public floggings, executions. The women are not allowed out of the house. They have to stay home and make sandwiches for the man. They're not allowed to work. So, I'll put a link to it. They're they are theists, as opposed to panentheist is technically what my belief is called, if you think it's a god. You can call it a god. You can call the powerful beings that serve it gods too. You can call me a god, for that matter. The people that think God is some particular individual that's separate from all the other things, separate from creation, separate from all the people he created, he has all power. So we can argue this fight wars forever, because it's never going to show up to prove it. Where is it? Why doesn't it show up and prove to us that it wants this particular religion so we stop killing each other? You know why it doesn't? Because it's not there. This is my opinion. There's no such thing. I'm spiritual but not religious. Unless we make the Church of Fairness happen. It's already here, but it's not getting any traction yet. So then, I am religious. I'm in the Church of Fairness. And we believe science primarily, and we benefit from the mythology from religions to support the science and to make real the spiritual experience with scientific evidence. We have MRIs that prove that stuff goes on in the brain, a spiritual center. We're proving all kinds of stuff like that. Magic, we're proving magic abilities using statistics. Dean Radin, he wrote a book called The Quantum Entangled Mind. And he might be siding with consciousness creates reality, but he's not attached to it. He says, let's just go with this for now. That's basically the understanding I have from listening to him. I don't think it makes any difference. If there's an all-powerful God that claims to have all power and we all unite against him and throw him out of power, then they were wrong. He doesn't have all power. It makes no sense to think that some individual has all power when I'm against it and I have power. That's absurd. So I'm practicing this method of disinterest, acceptance, detachment, and a silent mind. So you start with the silent mind. Try to keep a silent mind all day. We're supposed to have stillness within, like Meister Eckhart is teaching, and he teaches how we're thinking all the time too much. He got it from Meister Eckhart. I'm listening to, I've just started listening to his sermons and the book on, that he has. It's got a section on disinterest, and that's where I found it. I did a search for Meister Eckhart on disinterest. And some of it is too much from the Bible, but he had to use the Bible. He ended up being in trouble with the religion anyway. They were going to execute him. But if you just put that theocracy stuff aside, you can see that he's probably an atheist, like me. Atheist doesn't mean we don't believe in God, defined as, like I've told you. We just believe in that type. We don't believe in that type of God. So I've been like cursed or something. I have something in my lungs. It's got a horrible taste. I haven't been in any smoke recently. I don't know why I would have it. I've had this kind of thing happen before. It happened from a person that had a cigarette filter, and it felt like the filter got stuck somehow in my throat. And she suffered from cancer, and she was smoking, and there was a lot of power from Satan's side with her. She was claiming that she was a victim of satanic ritual abuse. And back in those days, they were talking about women were breeders, so they would have children that would be sacrificed to Satan. So, see, we don't have any fear of it anymore. The devil and Satan and Lucifer and all those guys on that side, they've all been convinced to stop doing people wrong, so they're no longer evil. So the war in heaven's over if you follow the prophecies in the Bible. Some of the prophecies came from these beings I'm talking about, but it got messed up by humans, writing it to acquire power over people instead of what it was intended for. After all, they gave me dreams that I'm the guy in the book of Revelations with the double-edged sword for a tongue. I had that in a dream. And I was the guy, my name's written in people's hearts. So I was being shown that I'm the character in that book from dreams, from prophecy, from precognition. And that's what I have. I have precognition. I have precognitive dreams. So I'm a prophet of the Church of Fairness. See, now I can finally agree with them that I am a prophet. They used to try to convince me that I'm a prophet. I can't be. I'm a prophet of atheism, I would say. And we were stuck. They wanted religion and I didn't. So now I do. I want the Church of Fairness. I'm a prophet of the Church of Fairness. I'm the founder of it. And like I said, it's fundamentally it's based on science. The truth we get from science. Truth is sacred. There's not different kinds of truth. There's just one kind of truth and one kind of false for the purposes that we have. So if I have a mythological god like Shiva and Shakti, and I get overwhelmed with love and joy from chanting to Shiva Shakti, because Shakti is the female. I usually get it from the female side. Like with Ram and Sita, Mother and Father God, I get the grace from Sita. And Saraswati. So Shiva's, one of his partners is Saraswati. She's like the highest form of female, is what it's defined as. So they're stories. They don't really exist as we're telling the story. They're metaphors for something real, something that's actually true. The feeling in our heart is actually true. Is it really in our heart? No. It's in the body mind. We don't know exactly where. It's just, where are the feelings at? Where's your mind at? No one can tell you. It's just what we are. That's what we are. Our psyche. So I'm having these curses happen, and magic is happening all around me. Some of it's attacking me, and some of it is just so that my higher power knows I'm here. She'll do something like hide my smartphone till I check again, and it's right in the pocket where I already checked. And I'll hear her tell me telepathically, I'm just letting you know I'm still here. So if she needed me to find my smartphone, she could tell me right where it's at. There's a lot of people that can do this. When they lose something, they have a spirit guide that tells them where it's at. It's very common. So I'm making an argument that faith in something that's real, faith, the definition, and I forget where it is, that faith is belief, hope for things that we want to happen, hope for things that we want, and belief in things we can't see. Faith can also mean that the impossible is possible. Not with me around, you don't. Because if it's possible that anything's possible, one of the possibilities is some things are not possible. It's logic. So when things are not logical, I don't keep them around. Other people can have them all they want, but I don't. So they have faith that there's a Jesus that was crucified. I don't. There may have been more than one. That's not what's important. The actual truth that's happening right now is what's important. Look at what's going on in our world. What's going to happen tomorrow? It's going to be the actual truth that happens tomorrow, and so on till the end of time, and even beyond that. Whatever it is going to be actual truth. What already happened was actual truth, but we don't know exactly what it was. We don't know exactly what we're looking at right now. We don't know exactly what the world is. We have a mock-up. We dream it up. We dream up a concept of reality with our mind and our senses. And then this mind is interacting with these higher beings. So don't leave those out of the mix, because they're also part of what we use to define reality for ourselves. They've always been here. We've always had a guardian angel. Nowadays we call them a spirit guide. So this is working really well. I don't care if they did me wrong. I don't care if they give me cancer and I die. I don't care if they kill me. I don't care what they do to me. When they do something wrong to me, I won and they lost. Because this is not about the world. It's about where we're going for all eternity. You're invited to join us. Team Fairness or Church of Fairness. I love you. Thank you.